Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Now at 10 today marks day 6 of the heat wave. This unrelenting humidity now continuing for a couple more days, just when we will start to see some relief.
Yeah, I love my dogs. We don't realize how much until something like this happens.
2 dogs and a car were stolen in East Haven. A couple now counting their blessings after the magic of social media led to their recovery. Despite the heat, crowds gathered at the largest classic car show in New England. We'll bring you all the sights and sounds of today's exciting event. The Fox 61 News at 10 starts right now. We begin tonight with breaking news out of Mystic. Good evening and thanks for joining us for the News at 10. I'm Carmen Chow. The Coast Guard and several other agencies are searching for a missing swimmer around Mystic Harbor. The swimmer was last seen around 8 p.m. near Fisher's Island. Details remain limited, but be sure to stay with Fox 61 as we continue to get more information into our newsroom. And also breaking tonight, we're following news out of West Haven that a man has been shot on Leach Street. Here's a live look at the scene right now. Police saying that report came in just after 7 p.m. and that the man's injuries are non-life threatening. They are still investigating what happened and led to the shooting. We'll keep you updated as soon as we learn more. And turning now to the weather watch, the heat wave becoming an 8-day event lasting until at least Tuesday. Let's get right over to meteorologist Ryan Breton. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Carmen. Good evening to you. Good evening, everybody. Kind of losing track as to just how long this heat wave has been going on. But today, day 6 of hitting the 90s in the Hartford area. We were 95 in Hartford, 92 degrees in New Haven, and we had some pop-up showers and thunderstorms earlier this evening. This is a great view from our sky cam in New Haven looking toward Hamden at the downpour that came through there. A couple of places, especially north of Hartford, actually got more than an inch of rain out of those downpours earlier on. Most of those have fizzled out, though. There is one downpour that's moving through the New Milford area. This is headed over toward Roxbury, so maybe a quick downpour in a couple of spots the rest of the night. The big story going forward, though, continues to be the heat. The heat advisory has been extended all the way through Tuesday evening because both tomorrow afternoon and Tuesday afternoon, when you combine the heat with the humidity, it will feel like it's up around 100, very much like it did this afternoon. It's 80 still at this hour from Hartford all the way over to Putnam, 83 degrees in New Haven, and it's very humid as well with tropical air in place, dew points up in the 70s right now. So the rest of the night, it just doesn't cool off much. Low temperatures in the 70s. Then we're off to the races tomorrow. High temperatures that will be getting up into the 90s once again tomorrow, and it's very warm tomorrow night, too. That's the warmest night of the stretch. And when you factor in the heat and humidity tomorrow, well, it feels like temperatures up around 100. We'll talk about the chance for a couple of storms tomorrow and more likely storms on Tuesday coming up in just a bit. Carmen?
Thanks, Ryan. And this latest summer scorcher really taking a toll on people trying to enjoy the outdoors today. All across Connecticut, people at local parks saying they are fighting to stay cool.
There hasn't been a whole lot of rain, so it's like super dry and humid and, oh, I'm dying.
We cannot stress enough the importance of staying safe during this extreme heat. Temperatures can be dangerous and possibly fatal to some people. The best way to stay safe and cool would be to drink plenty of fluids, especially water, even if you do not feel thirsty. Try to limit outdoor activities and remain in cool indoor locations. Be sure to wear loose, lightweight clothing and safe amounts of sunscreen. The Department of Energy and Environmental Protection is saying the danger of forest fires is high today. Middlesex and New London counties are under a very high-risk alert. The rest of the state falls under the high category. They are urging all Connecticut residents using fires outdoors to be extra careful. They are also instructing to obey local laws on open fires, including carefully disposing of hot charcoal and completely extinguishing smoking materials. And scan the QR code on your screen with your smartphone or go to your app store to download the free Fox 61 News app. You can find the latest forecast there, get weather alerts and other resources available during this heat wave. An East Haven couple is thankful for the power of social media tonight after their 2 dogs and car were stolen in a parking lot. The dogs and vehicle were later recovered 3 towns away. Fox 61's Tony Black joins us in the studio after sitting down with the couple, happy to be back together. Tony?
Yeah, Carmen, they thought it would be a relaxing weekend, but it was not a peaceful Sunday for an East Haven couple whose dogs were stolen this morning. Thankfully, they were found with the help of Southern Connecticut neighbors who kept their eyes open.
I just wanted the dogs.
I don't care about the car. I could always get another car.
Lucille Palange and Richard Franco's 2 Beaglehound mixes are a part of their East Haven family. They rescued Rascal Flatts and Darius Rucker from a kill shelter in Tennessee back in May of 2020.
They're my lifeline, they're my protection, they're like my kids.
Furry family members they were scared they'd never see again. Richard went to the Dunkin' down the street from their home Sunday morning with his 2 dogs in the back seat. This surveillance footage shows him walking in at 6 a.m. 40 seconds after closing his door. The car was pulling out, but Richard wasn't in the driver's seat.
And all I was thinking about is my dogs are in that car.
They notified East Haven police that the car and their dogs had been stolen. With a high of 92 degrees Sunday, they were scared the heat would take the 2 dogs.
I don't think I cried for so many hours like I did today.
Lucille turned to social media for help. Some random person found the car and followed it until police arrived.
I mean, social media is the reason why they're alive right now, because 7 hours later, somebody found them through social media.
The suspect crashed the vehicle near a train rail in Milford. Metro North tells Fox 61 that this impacted routes. Around 1 in the afternoon, they first alerted passengers en route to New Haven from New York City the train would be delayed. Shortly after that, the whole line was delayed up to 25 minutes because of the incident. It cleared just after 3 o'clock.
He didn't get on the tracks. He was going up the stones and the car stopped.
The car and the dogs were found just 3 towns away, a town that experienced the exact same thing 3 days prior. A man ran into a local sub shop to grab an online order Thursday. When he came out, his Kia Forte and Golden Doodle inside were gone. They were both later recovered.
I take that people don't care anymore, that you can't trust anybody, that you need to be aware of your surroundings at all times.
The couple says the dogs were scared, tired, and skittish when reunited. A couple of hours at home, and the 3-year-old dogs have settled back in. Their parents say it's thanks to the power of social media and the generosity of others. They're back home in East Haven.
Says there's still good people in the world too. There's people that care.
Their car is now in an auto body shop. They estimate it has about $1,000 worth of damage, but those dogs are more valuable to them. They say this is a lesson for them and others to make sure you never leave your possessions unattended. In the studio, Tony Black, Fox 61 News.
We love happy endings, Tony. Thank you. And take a look at this. The aftermath of a fire that ripped through this 3-story apartment building in Norwich early this morning. Firefighters responded to 14th Street in the Greenville section of the city to see flames shooting out of the attic of the building. They were able to put out the fire just after 7 o'clock in the morning, and thankfully no one was injured. The Red Cross is helping the 21 people displaced by the fire. Troopers arrested a man this morning for allegedly stealing a car and then crashing it. They saw 21-year-old Jacob Cormier of Willington speed off in a Mustang in Ashford. The car eventually crashed into 2 mailboxes on Stores Road in Mansfield, where Cormier then ran away. Troopers chased Cormier into Mansfield Hollow State Park and into the lake. Cormier later swam to shore, where he was placed into custody and is facing a slew of charges. With the Connecticut primary right around the corner, it's worth revisiting one of the biggest races in the state. 3 Republican candidates vying for the chance to face off against Blumenthal in November. Fox 61's political reporter Emma Wolfhorst with everything you need to know before Tuesday's vote.
We've talked about what's at stake in this race, but who are these 3 primary candidates on the ballot, and what do voters need to know? A clear divide in this race between endorsed party favorite Themis Claridis and the other candidates, Leora Levy and Peter Lamage. Both insinuate Claridis's views are more in line with Democrats than Republicans.
We have 2 different backgrounds, and when I say center-left, it doesn't mean she's a socialist. But if you need another Blumenthal with an R next to her name, that would be Themis.
Lamage ran twice for office unsuccessfully, trying for Secretary of the State in 2014 and governor in 2018. Born in Albania, the Fairfield candidate is an attorney and businessman, but he's not the only attorney in the race.
I know what the state of Connecticut is about. I understand it's the third smallest state, but it's a very diverse state. I have had the experience. I'm a proven fighter and I'm a proven winner.
Also a practicing attorney, Claridis spent 22 years in Connecticut's House of Representatives, serving as their minority leader from 2014 to 2020. She touts being the only candidate in the race to win an election, saying her 2 decades of experience sets her apart.
It's about one thing in this Republican primary: who has the best chance to beat Dick Blumenthal? Because that's our goal, okay? That is the Republicans' goal, no matter what you believe in, no matter where you're from. Our goal is to beat Dick Blumenthal because he and Joe Biden's policies have hurt Connecticut.
Levy, the third candidate in this race, prides herself on lack of elected experience.
I am a Hartford outsider, as you can see. All of the entrenched interests in Hartford are aligned against me, attacking me.
The RNC committeewoman and Cuban native served as ambassador to Chile, nominated in 2019 by then-President Donald Trump.
I'm the only principled conservative outsider. I'm not a career politician. I am not a career candidate.
Again, whoever wins this Republican primary August 9th will face Blumenthal in November, attempting to unseat over a decade of Democrat control. In the studio, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61 News.
Emma, thank you. And a reminder, you can text the word VOTE to the number on your screen, 860-527-6161. That number will send you the full Fox 61 voter guide. Plus, you can check your registration status and where to vote on Tuesday. Cruising on Main Street rolled back into Manchester today, drawing thousands of people to the downtown area. It's one of the longest running and largest classic car shows in New England. Visitors have the chance to check out the hundreds of antique and classic cars, trucks, sports cars, and street rods on display from 1987 and prior. There was also plenty of family-friendly fun to be had with food trucks, live entertainment, and activities also set up on site.
It's been going on 21 years now, and we want to just keep up the tradition, and it brings all of Manchester together. It's not only just a car show, but it promotes all the shops around here.
We've made so many cakes and all kinds of food to try out with the people that are here. It means hopefully a lot of money for us today.
Proceeds from this year's Cruising on Main Street will go to several local charities and organizations, including Mark Inc., which supports people with intellectual and developmental disabilities.